Big up off the canvas, Ash Jones. I'll see. How's it going? Yeah, oh, good. Yo, how's it going?
Yo, Dan, what are you saying, man? How's everything?
Yeah, all's good, all's good. Yourself? Yeah, so what's your thoughts about the Saturday fights? Which one you wanna talk about?
Do you know what, yeah? All of them were pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. The Liverpool show, the Scousers. Listen, I said this before, yeah. The Lonsdale tracksuit in full effect. It was a scrap on Liverpool. So big up. Do you know what it was? It was an Anthony Fowler fight to lose. Fight.
Mm,
Anthony Fowler fight to lose. He lost that fight. I don't know what's his ceiling. I don't know how much is his peak, but that was Liverpool. But with regards to the Wilder versus Fury, you know what? It was a good performance from Fury, and it was actually a good performance from Deontay Wilder as well. In fact, I would go as far as say this potentially could be Deontay Wilder's best performance of his career in terms of technical ability. He at least done something different, and he gave even though he came away with a loss, he came back thinking it's a bit like he came away with the answers on how to beat Fury, if that makes sense. Strike to the body with a good jab, 1-2 to the body, and then try to sort of counter or have a combination upstairs afterwards, if that makes sense. And you know what, with Fury, even though he won that fight, I wouldn't say that was a 10 out of 10 Fury. I would say that's a 7 out of 10 Fury. And he lost that
mm,
fight. A 5 out of 10 Fury would have won against Deontay Wilder. But would a 7 out of 10 Fury be a 10 out of 10 Anthony Joshua? That's debatable. But
mm.
overall, performances from Fury and Wilder. And yeah, like British boxing, or British heavyweight boxing, is still intact. And that's what I care about a lot.
Yeah. So where do you see Wilder and Fury going from here in their both respective paths?
Wilder, Fury's got to fight Fury's got to fight Dillian or Otto Wallin. For me, if Dillian loses to Otto Wallin, to get rematches, Fury's got to fight Otto, or he's going to be in Otto Wallin, but sort of beat him again in a rematch against Otto Wallin, and then fight the winner of AJ versus Usyk. The simple route for Fury, for Deontay Wilder, is a bit more complex. Where does he go from here? Um, there's a lot of the thing is a lot of people say there's fights still left in the division, but who the only fight for me, or the biggest fight for me right now for Deontay Wilder is Andy Ruiz. After that, who else could he fight? So Joyce is sitting in a mandatory position. He doesn't want to risk a title fight or want to risk losing the chance to fight either AJ Usyk for the title or Fury for the title. Who else? Dillian is caught up with the WBC route with Wallin and potentially the Fury. Um, who else is there? We don't want to see an Ortiz rematch. Who else could it have? Like Joe, like there's no one real else in Joseph Parker, but Joseph Parker's caught up with the Chisora fight. Outside of that, we're looking at outside of top 10 contenders. Maybe a Oscar Rivas, maybe a Hellenius, bloody a Jack. But do you know what?
Rivas is at Bridgerweight now. He's fighting. Who's he fighting again? He's fighting someone at Bridgerweight for the WBC title. Um, I think with Brian Jennings. I think he was fighting Brian Jennings for the WBC Bridgerweight title. But in my opinion, where I see for Wilder, he's only got a couple fights left in him. So with them two fights, I think he should go either or both. Either AJ because it's big money, and Usyk because That's where the other belts are. And Usyk is a lot smaller. Yes, he's fast, Usyk, but so is Wilder fast. So he could do well. You know, he ain't got someone so heavy. He's got someone around his own weight, or he's a bit heavier than Usyk. He could drop 10 pounds, come in at 228, even 225 Wilder. And he'd be a lot more faster and a lot more energetic. And people even said about Wilder putting on the weight being the thing was going to slow him down and make him tired. I don't think that was actually it. It was all the wrestling and the grappling that if you do Brazilian jiu-jitsu and you get locked up in them holds, that wears you out pretty quickly. Like you can see Tyson Fury is a real street fighter. Like you could see he's had bare knuckles on the couple since he was a kid, so he knows all them. If you watch bare knuckle fights on YouTube, all the headlocks and come on, break him up. You know, this is the best fight ever. And they break up. Like it's all tangles and stuff like that. So Fury was doing all that. That is wearing a man out, wearing him down. So yeah, that's what Wilder, he showed tremendous heart. And people talk about Wilder's having skinny legs and he ain't got a chin. But anytime he's actually been caught on the chin by anybody, he's always been fine. It's only when he gets caught on the temple or on the side of the ear or behind the ear is when his legs go. Even when he got caught with Ortiz, that was a temple shot, what got him going. And then even when Ortiz caught him on the chin, he was still, able to stand up. Anytime Fury's hit Wilder on the chin, he's been all right. But anytime he's hit him on the side of the head, the temple, that's when, Wilder's legs seem to go. So chin-wise and heart-wise, he's definitely on Warrior's code, as the great Eubank Sr. says.
Exactly. For me, do you know what? It's not actually only Deontay Wilder. It's Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua. They all, if you hit them right on the nose or right around the chin, often they will more likely take it. It's the temple side and around this area is where they all have their weaknesses. And do you know what it is? Deontay Wilder, right? This is what I said. And I said this with EJ the other day. I said if Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury's got to win. Otherwise, those belts ain't coming back home. Those belts, the last time a British fighter fought for WBC other than Tyson Fury was Derek Chisora versus Vitaly Klitschko back in 2013. I said these belts have been kept hostage from the UK. Yeah, so if Wilder had won those belts, they would have lined them up with bloody Heladius, Karolakis, Jaguar, Frank Sanchez. You know all these men? They would have lined them up. Yeah, and at the end of that, they would have said, okay, you fight Andrew Ruiz, and then yes, it career's over. But right now, you can still go that same route. Speak to Al Heyman, yeah, Mr. Al Heyman, and line them all up, man. Jaguars, Sanchez, and all these dons, line them up like he would do, knock them down. Because right now, he's at an age and the stage of his career where warm-up fights are not. You can't have any more warm-up fights. You've got 2-3 fights left in your career. And we're talking big money fights. He can sit there and try to demand as much money as humanly possible. Dig his heels in. But at the end of the day, he's in the who needs him club. The people that generate just as much money as him, yeah, with higher accolades than he does. Who is more? I'd rather. Okay, if I was a heavyweight right now, I would rather fight Dillian White over Deontay Wilder right now, because Dillian White has got something that I need, which is WBC mandatory position. Yeah, number one. And number two, he probably generates just as much money. So it's a bit like I'd rather go down that route. Alexander Usyk doesn't generate as much money, but he's got all the belts. Anthony Joshua, cash cow. Anthony Joshua is pension. Forget like any other pension. Anthony Joshua is your life insurance. Yeah, he might as well just own a Viva himself. That's Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury, arguably one of the best, arguably the best in this era. He's in the who need him club. Joe Joyce, mandatory position. Everyone's got something to lose other than Deontay Wilder. And you know what it was? So, he decided to text Dillian White a couple of years ago, say, I'm going to block you from a world title blessing shot, and chose to fight Ortiz for the second time. Yeah, he said deliberately, and he probably spoken to the WBC and all of them, but I said, wow, I don't want to fight Dillian, bring up Dominic Brazil and line them up, yeah, and all these guys line them up, yeah. So right now he's in a position where it all comes back to haunting. Yeah, again, AJ, if those blocks are going to the US, they're not coming back. You know, they're going to say, AJ, yo, you know that 60-40 or 70-30 you tried to offer me, yeah? Yeah. Oh, no, no, I got the belt. So now I'm getting 80 and you're getting 20, bro. Yeah, take it or leave it. Otherwise, I'm fighting bloody FAN Jaguar. We'll give him 60-40. That's what these men are on. These men are on top of the next, Slimers. But the thing is, Deontay Wilder, and this is in my opinion, I think if Dillian White fights him now, I think Dillian White beats him. Simple fact of this: his top resistance has has weakened with the two fights in Tyson Fury. And what you notice over the careers of fighters, especially towards the back end, is that the heavy punches that they would take early in their career, they wouldn't take later on in their career. And personally, I think Deontay Wilder, he's a sitting duck ready to be battered. The only punches resistance got him down. People have now got a clear blueprint on how to smack you up. For me, it depends on. I said this jokingly, but this might be a reality. I said Tyson or Deontay Wilder and his trainer Malik Scott have got an upcoming promising career doing porno videos outside of boxing. Yeah, so let them go down the adult work industry. Yeah, let them do those things. Yeah, Malik could do all the front work and then he can do all of the twerking in the background. Yeah, on the pole or something. Yeah, and let them go about that way because right now the boxing industry is kind of long. Yeah, and I really hope the thing is. Dillian has to beat Wallin. If Dillian doesn't beat Wallin, I don't want to hear no rematch of Wallin. Yeah, you snooze, you lose, bro. Sorry, back of the queue. That's like, and I'm a huge Dillian White fan, and I'll say back of the queue. If AJ loses to Usyk, back of the queue with Deontay Wilder. Yeah, all you man, you lost your chance. That's how it works. But back to your question, what's next for Deontay Wilder, bro? If I'm thinking. Where are we now? We're in October. I'll schedule a fight in January. It depends how his injury is. If he's if he can recover quickly, schedule a fight end of January against bloody Helenius. Yeah, simple. Then schedule a fight in March. We like a quick succession. March, April. Yeah, and you fight the sort of the thing is there'll be people floating around. So someone there's five people in contention for the undisputed right now as it currently stands. Wallin, AJ, Fury, Usyk, and Dean White. So right now, Deontay Wilder can fight one more fight, and one of these five individuals will be free for you to fight. Then you fight that individual. Then you fight the next one. Um, but big up Tyson Fury on his achievement. Um, hopefully Dillian White smacks him up, yeah, pounds into the body and smacks him up with a left hook upstairs, yeah, set, and cleans him up. Hopefully there's no rematch clause because it's a mandatory. So if I was Dillian, say I'm not doing no mandatory, so like we leave it as that. And then hopefully either Dillian or AJ cut back to the back to the ends with an undisputed. That's my goal. That's my wishes. But the Deontay Wilder fans, I'm glad that they've been silent. This is the moment in that where I'm happy for Fury, but at the same time I'm thinking, well, if Deontay Wilder, if AJ showed as much grit as Deontay Wilder did yesterday or the other day, I'm pretty sure he probably may have even either beaten Usyk or put up a better fight than he did, and that's what makes it a bit disturbing. But yeah, that those are my thoughts with regards to the AJ or the Fury Wilder situation, man.
Yeah. So, are you going to the Dillian White show on the 30th at the O2? Big up Craig
I'm
Richards inside, by the way. I see you.
big up Craig Richard as well. I'm not sure who he's fighting next, but hopefully with that from that, big him up as well. Also big up Dan Aziz as well. Was campaigning for the um, British title as well, and he's finally got it. So big up Dan Aziz. Um, what was I going to say again in regards to on the 30th to Dillian White? Yeah, I'm debating. I'm debating because the last time I went. to Stadium in the AJ fight. And I'll tell you this now, it was a bad experience, yeah. Later on that day I was mad, yeah. And all I heard on the plane was Tyson Fury this, Tyson Fury that, yeah. I'm just sitting there like burning. I was burning like to another level there. So Fury loses to Wallin and I'm at the stadium. I don't know, like I think it's best for me not to go. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's best for me not to go for my own safety. I think it's better for me not to go. But I'll decide in a bit, man. I'm 50. Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Let me get some comments in. Michael Hunter versus Wilder for me, and he made 10 mil. That's Joan. Money's the motive for most. Uh, Someone's asking White or Otto Wallin. I predict White. Craig Richards, yo. Ash Jones, Wilder still knocks 95% of heavyweights out. Vital Media. White has to stop Wallin to make a statement. Ash Jones, White has to beat him convincingly in classy fashion. Hendy McCollin, White don't do class, he does savage. Ash Jones, but he's got to change it up against Wallin, I think. Hendy, you can't leave out the Cuban Flash in regards to world title contenders. The Cuban Flash is Frank Sanchez.
Bro.
Big up Freezy inside.
You know what? With Dilly, yo, with this thing where everyone says, yeah, that, oh, this person has to do a statement before, like, their statement to shake up the whole heavy division. Bro, yeah, I don't know where this comes from, yeah. Because big man thing, yeah, if you're running for the Olympics against Usain Bolt, yeah, and you just about beat him, it ain't gonna, your gold ain't gonna be platinum, you know. Big man thing. It's gonna be a W on your record. So it's gonna be a W regardless. I don't
Yeah.
understand. He's fighting for a mandatory position. And to be fair, I don't want to hear like, oh, Dillian has to do a statement against Otto Wallin because Tyson Fury have a statement against Otto Wallin.
Yeah, and it also, the reason why Dillian don't need to make a statement is because last time he tried to make a statement against Povetkin, he ended up walking into one. So all he needs to do, safety first, get the W, because he's got the mandatory against Fury next, and then he can make his statement against Fury. So you don't need to make a statement because making a statement for you to make a statement that means so people can you put people on notice or you get notice so you can get up the rankings. He's already there, so he doesn't need to make a statement. He has got nothing to prove because he's already the mandatory challenger, which is up next. So he's going to be early 2022. He's going to be in there, so he don't need to prove nothing. Just get the win and get your shot, and Bob's your uncle. Done.
Exactly, 100%. Heavyweight
Yeah.
fight ever. Well, it's not the best heavyweight fight ever.
Heavyweight fight ever, huh? What you guys think? No, that's not the best heavyweight fight ever. It's a rich history of heavyweights. You've got to talk about the Rumble in the Jungle, the Thrilling Manila, Bo Holyfield, Lewis and Briggs, AJ and Vladimir. You've got Samuel Peter and Vladimir. You've got there's so many different Ron Lau versus Ernie Shavers. You've got Ken Norton fights. There's such a rich history. You've got Joe Lewis versus Max Schmeling. You've got Rocky Marciano, Jersey Joe Walker. There's so much. You got to go through the archives, man. You can't put like, come on. I said that's why it's called a modern day classic. It's a millennial classic, but it's not in the all timers. It will be in the archives, but it's not the best ever. I think I think Fury and Wilder both know that, but it was a very good fight, and yeah, they both covered themselves in glory.
Do you know what? For me, I can't put this any higher. I can't rate this as like one of the best of all time based on the fact that Tyson Fury beat a guy who he's beaten arguably on two previous occasions. One he already beaten, and the second or first time it was a draw, but people refer to that as a win for Tyson Fury. So the pressure isn't as much. A guy who's already beaten, and he's beaten again. It's like Tyson. It's like how do I say? It's like Tyson Fury deciding to fight Derek Chisora again, and it's all of a sudden a big war. but Tyson Fury comes up with a win. I'm not gonna rate that win with an AG versus Vladimir Klitschko, where there's a lot riding on that, and it's your first time fighting as a fighter, etc. But
Yeah, even someone put Chisora and White. That was a good fight as well. Hendy, Colin, all right. Spencer. No, it's not me being Spencer. Obviously, he calls himself the master knowledge. Tunde is the master genius, but I'm the master aficionado. This is why people call me Stabby, because I'm in the know. So if you want to know about boxing, Hendy, you already know this. So there's no point trying to get slick with me online, because I'll teach you about boxing. You already know this. I'm the aficionado. So that's why you come and tune in. So,
that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Like, we're not. The thing is, people come up with like recency bias. Like when you watch a fight, just like, no, oh, it's the best fight ever. Like, I ain't gonna lie, there's probably about 15, 20 fights that go ahead of it. Well, in heavyweight, at least 10, at least 10, where there was a lot more riding on it. Um, and also, the only way we can officially sort of rank this amongst the greatest is what Deontay Wilder does afterwards, because as far as I'm aware, Deontay Wilder has fought 40 something bums. Yeah, the only real person he's fought is Luis Ortiz. But Luis Ortiz only fought Brian Jennings. So right now, the status of Deontay Wilder and how good he is debatable, because if Dillian White beats him next, Derek Chisora beats him next, and bloody all of these dons beat him next, then how good is the Tyson Fury trilogy fight? If that makes
so
sense.
all right, but was Dominic Brazil a bum when he fought AJ?
Semi, yeah.
No, but everyone puts it as a great win, and they put it on the list. He's fought this person, that person, Dominic Brazil. So why is it when Wilder splatters him, he becomes a bum? What's his name?
The time frame is a bit.
Bermain Stavern. He beat Chris Ariola years ago, by the way, not when he's mad shot. That was a good win, especially when the first one, I think that's the best he's boxed technically. So I wouldn't call that a bum win. Yeah.
You put Bermain Stavern at that time in the top 10.
No, the first one, not the second one. The first one, not the second one. The second one, he was out of shape. That's just silly.
What is the first one, like
2014, 2015?
Okay. And you put him in the top 10.
At that time, who was around? Because remember, Charles Martin. No, sorry, the Charles Martin one was after that. Sorry.
I think Charles Martin was 20. No. Yeah, Charles Martin was slightly up. Charles Martin was 2015.
Yeah, because no, but wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah, no, because Bermain Stavern fought Chris Ariola for the vacant title because Vitali retired.
The thing is, yeah, is Louis Ortiz at Bermain Stavern better than Povetkin or Parker?
Mr. Supervisor, please pass my response, please. Thank you.
I would say, what's his name? Luis Ortiz could beat Joseph Parker.
You think?
Yeah, a few years ago, not right now.
I think Joseph Parker is a bit unfair because Joseph Parker is really young and Luis Ortiz is really old. So it's a bit like when you want to cross that path.
Yeah, old dog, new dog. But yeah, at that in their respective top runs, when Luis Ortiz was bursting through everyone and Eddie Hearn decided to sign him to keep him away from one of his charges when he was brucking up everybody. Yeah, see, you wouldn't have put him in with Joseph Parker back then.
I heard about that, but I have to think about the wins that they've accumulated as well. And I can't. The thing is, for me, Deontay Wilder, it's still a large amount of recognizable names. Dominic Brazil was pretty much. It was good. Okay, even if Dominic Brazil, you can argue is credible, pervasive, but at that the first fight, okay, you can definitely argue he's credible. Then we go to a lot of the Wilder's ones. I've really got a big question mark on a lot of his opponents, and those are just the ones. We're not talking about the rest of them. A quick walk. Who else? Who else is there? What? Arthur Spilker. Like,
All right. Yeah, we're not talking about the Spilkers of the world, but yeah.
That's the thing. The thing is, if he's fought, okay, if he finishes his career with 45 fights, no, what's he on? 43 now? Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say his career finishes career with 50 fights. Okay, well, yeah, close to 50 fights. How many of those 50 are, if he wins, it depends who he beats now. Because if he beats Dillian Whyte, I'd give him credit for that. If he beats Joe Joyce, again, I give him credit for that. Andrew Ruiz, who I think he should be able to beat, I give him credit for that. If he then beat Joseph Parker and these other individuals, all right, cool. I'll rate the Tyson Fury win higher legacy fight than I'm doing it currently. But currently, as it stands, I think really Deontay Wilder is I don't know how good he is. His wins are debatable. Tyson Fury, I can't debate it because Tyson Fury has beaten Vladimir Klitschko, which is really high on most people's list, and he's beaten Deontay Wilder, which is arguably top 5, top 3 heavyweights currently. He has beaten Vladimir Klitschko, and he's beaten a few other really good names, but in cumulative succession. So I have to give AJ as much credit as well. I think Dillian's got a better resume than Deontay Wilder. Shoot me if you must, but I think Dillian's got a better resume. That's why.
Well, remember, Deontay Wilder was due to fight Povetkin, but when he was meant to go over to Russia, Povetkin got busted for the drugs. So, and I think Wilder would have blasted him out anyway. But I just realised I'm on 3%. So for me to save this, we need to come to a conclusion. But we are going to resume this at another date because this is a very good conversation, guys. So be sure to subscribe to Off the Canvas. He has his own channel as well. So if you want all the latest updates, he creates a lot of content and good videos. So yeah, guys, also follow, like, subscribe, share. Fight Fan TV Live, Danny Glover, Off the Canvas. We're out.